podcast. They are releasing their album The Wilder Beyond everywhere February 2nd, and they're giving us a sneak peek at the album right now. Welcome, Paul and Rosanna, into the booth. How are you doing?
I'm so great. Thanks for having us.
How are you? We're great.
Oh, I'm just super.
Oh, great.
My voice is slowly coming back after being sick for 2 weeks. So
what did you have?
Happy 2018. I don't know. I think it was like a mixture of stress and lack of sleep and too much coffee. So
And winter.
In the dead of winter, planning sickness?
Yes.
Yeah, stressness?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about The Wilder Beyond. Tell me how you're feeling about this album.
I feel like I'm very excited about it, but I'm mostly excited about things.
I'm excited about it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just we've been done it for a while, so it's sort of, once
Right.
it's been finished for a while, you sort of become separate from it.
Yeah. I guess it's probably a common sentiment for most people who are recording things.
Yeah.
You finish it, then you do all the stuff,
Yeah.
making the album art, blah, 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 mastering, and then it's several months later and
Yeah.
you've
And you're
listened to it
tired of it.
18,000 times.
You're tired. Yeah, you've heard it so many times.
But I'm still excited about it. It's nice to record something. Oftentimes when you record something, you get to the releasing it phase and you're kind of over it. Mm-hmm. But I don't personally feel over it. I'm still excited about the songs and the way we recorded them. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. You guys find, this is going to sound strange, but do you find new meaning in the songs after you've performed them a few times? Or do you very much feel, I guess, Paul, you're the main writer, right?
Yeah.
By main, he's
the
that writer, yeah.
I definitely am able to connect to a song in a different way if someone else is singing it. Mm-hmm. So you can sort of step outside of it, and if Rosanna's singing it, I'm focused less on singing it well, or not well, but not shittily.
Not screwing it up.
Yeah. And so you can sort of sit back and think, okay, cool, it sounds all right. Mm-hmm. Whereas when you're in the writing stage, I'm sure you just sort of get into something and it takes a little bit of time to sort of realize whether or not you like it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I find I write things and then after I perform them for a bit or whatever, or I take it to someone else to fix it, it becomes something completely different than what I was originally thinking of. Yeah. Or if people talk to me, they're just oh, this song means this. I'm no, but okay, sure, whatever you think.
Yeah.
I also feel like songs, not only the meaning, but the life that they have in a live performance changes depending on how many people are in the audience, what the vibe is in the room. Sometimes a slow song can be twice as slow and it's perfect for that day. And then the next day it's twice as fast, and it just depends. So if a crowd is singing the whole song, it's a completely different song, but it's amazing. And it's nice to be able to have that change all the time because it keeps things interesting, I think.
Cool. So the first song we're going to play is called Cover It Up. Do you want to talk about that song a little bit?
Yes, I'm trying to think of the lyrics, Dana, so that I can speak to them. How does that song go? Yeah, that song...
You figured it out.
I should have brought lyrics with me. That song is about a person who is maybe approaching middle age. And
it's a theme. It's a recurring theme.
And they're looking back on their life and realizing that they've made a lot of sacrifices, and they're going to go ahead and try to pretend that it doesn't bother them that they've sacrificed so much. And they're talking to their partner and saying, we're sort of in this bullshit together, and we're going to acknowledge that it's bullshit, but it's what we got. So
the whole album kind of seems like it's layered in metaphors about obviously pushing through the darkest times and then coming out on the other side, maybe battered, but feeling better for it. This might be too personal of a question, but where were you at this point of your songwriting?
Am I allowed to actually say?
You can say whatever.
Maybe just leave out names.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had a really bad experience with our record label that put out our first record. Mm-hmm. And we were going through the process of extricating ourselves from that situation. And it was very trying, and we almost I'm surprised we didn't split up as a band.
Yeah, no, it was tough.
It was very difficult. And so a lot of the songs were written during that period and toward the end of that period where after so many sleepless nights, I was like, okay, it's going to be all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was definitely a turning point. And it feels like this album is sort of like the victory of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It feels like our first album to us because we were never really that excited about our first one. It didn't sound.
And it's like actually, like we did that first record, the first full record, and then Claire joined the band, and then our sound changed. And then the record was no longer representative of what we actually sound like. So it's nice to have an album that we can actually play the songs the way they are on the album with all the members of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's not where I expected that answer to go.
Sorry.
No.
Curveball.
That's okay. It's just so, I don't know, it's so interesting. People like normally write songs about like relationships, so I guess that was also a relationship that, for better or for worse, you know. I think, I think you guys definitely.
I think we learned a lot.
Yeah.
We learned a lot in that period of time.
Yeah, you've definitely grown, like watching you from the start as a complete outside perspective, but watching you guys from the start to now, you've definitely grown as a band. Your on-stage performance is just like, again, just so infectious. I feel like people are going to start throwing themselves at you on stage at some point in time. It's ridiculous.
That's very nice, Dana.
So nice. Gosh.
But yeah, I think you guys should be really, really proud of, and I'm sure you are, but you should be really proud of where you are now and where you've come from, because this album is so good. I listened to it a million times, and I probably could listen to it, and that's honest, honest feedback.
So nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, so this song seemed like very. When I was writing these questions, I wasn't looking at the songs that I was putting them with, but Sun Ought to Shine, where does that fall in the album?
It's the third song?
Third song. Yeah.
Did you kind of like build the song list to kind of like rise and fall with the mood of the...
We're really anal.
So
we have probably made,
18,000 track orders.
Yeah, so we definitely put some thought into it to sort of give it some contour. And we wanted to come out big with a couple of louder songs to sort of separate this record from what we put up before.
Each number has a role. One has to be big, but not like Strange Clouds wasn't number one to begin with because I recorded it and I had a cold.
Right.
And it was like by far the weakest vocal one just because of that. And we were just going to keep it like that and put it somewhere farther along. And then we were like, fuck it. Let's record it again.
We already spent 8 months on the record. We might as well spend one more day.
Yeah. So we redid the vocals, and then it was just so much better that we decided to put it number one because it's good to come out big. But then, you want number 2 to also be catchy, but not. And then 3, bring it down a little bit, So it was very much so a discussion. It was one of many shared Google Docs, as was the album title. And I believe that was actually over like 100 album title possibilities.
We're what you would refer to as over-organized.
Oh my God.
I don't think there's probably no band that has more Google Docs than us.
I would love to meet them.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No,
because
I'd
probably
really
see
annoying.
myself in them and be like, "Oh, you're terrible."
We pulled up outside 10 minutes early, and we just came from the other side. Not even the other side of the city, just down the street. Paul looks at his watch. Oh, only 10 minutes early. That's pretty good. Usually it's like an hour.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. So, we recognize that we're nerds. It's fine.
That's great.
We have no illusions.
We try to be pretty upfront about that whenever we work with anyone.
Yeah.
We're going to want to be a part of every single decision.
That's important, though. I think a lot of times young bands can just sort of like give away all of their rights and like whatever, their music.
Yeah.
Creativity, that's the word I'm looking for. They can kind of give all that away and leave it up to other people to make all those decisions for them. And then, when you come out at the other side, you don't have a product that you like, or it's not something that's truly representative of like who you are as people or as a band or whatever. So I think, yeah, I think it's awesome that you can take all of that control, and you should take all of that control. So in the process of like building this record, you start, like you said, you started 8 months before you actually put it out. So like a year before you actually put it out. But how did the songs start from where they ended? Did you change once you got like to the 6 month point and you listened back to all those songs? Were you like, I hate this, I want to change everything?
Yeah, I think there were a few songs we recorded and got them mixed them, and then said, nah, they're not going to be on the record. Mm-hmm. So we shed a few that way. I don't think there were too many that we...
Those were the first two that we recorded.
Yeah.
That was what happened.
Right.
We got to the end, looked back to the beginning, we're like, they don't sound as good.
I think it was primarily a result of just evolving as a band sort of sonically over
through
those.
The process.
Yeah. And then you get to the end of the recording process and you're like, well, those first couple songs don't really sound how we sound now. Mm-hmm. So if we have the option of not including them, it probably makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys have such great answers to these questions.
Oh, well, they're good questions. They prompt good answers.
They are very good questions.
Awesome.
I would say we're nailing this.
I'd say everyone's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Katie, filming's great.
Bad Behaviors, which is the single. Or, right? It was the single.
It was a single,
We're just putting music out.
We don't really.
Yeah, we're just tossing stuff out there.
Okay, cool.
Into
Sweet.
the world, see what happens.
Yeah.
But it did really well. It's got like 20,000 some odd views on YouTube, which is pretty
cool.
crazy.
Yeah,
and
it's great.
Where did that song come from, I guess?
That was the very last song we decided to use, and I was just messing around on the piano one day and came up with it and sent it around to the band, and they were mostly in favor of it.
I think so. I think it was... I have my role in the band that I've created for myself is that I generally don't like things when I first hear them.
Okay.
It's always been the way, and I'm working to not be that way because it's not a great way to be. But I really have a hard time with change and new things. Mm-hmm. So I hear something and I'm like, it's new, it's different. I don't know.
Right. And
then I sit on it for a day or two and I'm like, oh, actually, it's amazing because all the songs that Paul writes are amazing. Right. Why did I forget that? And I'm so glad that we did it. I mean, we had, I don't know, 8 or 9 songs, and then we were like, we need a pop song.
Right.
Or we need, actually, I think 3 of the poppiest songs on the album were because we said to Paul, we need a pop song, and then you wrote like 8. And we picked 3. So it was like Cover It Up, Young Desire, Bad Behaviors.
Nice.
Those
and
were
Strange
all.
Clouds,
and Strange Clouds were all like last minute, we need these songs. And then they turned out to be, because when we did the last album, it was very much so arrange the songs and then record them.
Yeah.
But it was nice to kind of do the like, get the song, rehearse it once or twice, and then just go in and start putting stuff down and see what happens.
Yeah.
We'd never done that before, and I think it worked out. It felt like a cool process for us and allowed the songs to kind of evolve in a different way.
Cool. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of layers to the album. Everything seems like it was like puzzle pieced together in like a good way.
Cool.
Maybe that sounds bad, but in a good way.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's very nice.
I like puzzles.
Yeah.
Puzzles are good.
You're all smart people. You can do puzzles. It's great.
Simple puzzles, like max out about 25 pieces.
It's fine.
It's good.
2 pieces.
That's
That's it. Done.
I can put a pizza together. If someone takes it apart, that's a Hello Delaware reference.
Yeah, it is. Now we're on to cake now.
Yeah.
Is it cake?
Yeah, it's cake.
It's cake.
Cake
it's
and
Hello,
purple.
Hello Delaware from last year reference.
Hello Delaware 2017.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pizza. I like the cake route. I'm into it. Every time you post, I'm like, ooh, what's next? What's happening now?
There was a Pringles phase, wasn't there?
Oh yeah,
That was a short.
That was
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, it was
That was
brief.
quick.
It's
Yeah.
brief.
It was like a in between. We don't have to talk about
There's only
it.
only so many things you can do with Pringles. You know?
Yeah,
They're not
that's
very
like
versatile. Like pizza, lots of stuff.
lots of stuff.
Yeah.
And cake. If you Google weird words with cake,
Right,
my
that's
search
a-
history is hilarious right now.
I love
That's
it.
it's a bit of a dark hole to go
Keeps
down,
everybody
potentially.
guessing though.
Yeah,
It's
true.
good. I'm like, you post and I'm like, oh, what's happening?
what's gonna happen?
You didn't think this interview was going to end with us talking about your social media presence, did you?
Okay.
You watch. We'll listen back. This won't be.
Oh, where's that stuff about the cake?
This is gold. cold.